Hey guys, it's Charlie Sagnew, the Associate Director of Social Media and Digital Engagement here at Harris Public Policy. Just wanted to thank you again for signing up to do an Alumni Instagram Takeover. We are very excited to see what you guys will do for your day, and I know other people certainly are as well. Instead of doing individual phone calls to kind of go over the platform, I figured that this would be the most efficient way and effective use of time to just do a webinar for you guys to watch on demand at your own time and at your own speed to get familiar with the Instagram platform. Just as a reminder, right now we're viewing Instagram as a web page, but you guys will actually be accessing Instagram via the mobile app. It actually does not allow us to upload photos or videos via the web. So all of this looks very similar on your phone. This is just the easiest way to kind of go through it. First things first, I kind of want to just talk about Instagram stories because that will be the bulk of what your Instagram takeover will actually be about. Instagram stories function very similar to Snapchat videos and photos. I'm not sure how many of you actually use Snapchat, but basically the simple concept is that stories are only live, so to speak, for 24 hours after the initial posting. So as you guys are posting throughout the day, all of your stories are going to retire, which means after 24 hours, they will no longer be visible to our audience. And that's okay, because what you see down here are actually what we call highlights. Your stories will also have its own highlight for people to view at a later time. Highlights are basically compilations of Instagram stories. So we're able to put all of your stories under one folder, so to speak, for people to access after the 24-hour mark. A couple of things to note for your Instagram takeover, especially when you're doing stories, is I want you guys to go crazy. I want video, photos, boomerangs, throw a poll in there, tag places, use the hashtag, whatever it may be. I want you to feel comfortable with just really kind of expressing yourselves in the most authentic way possible and sharing, everything that you can share with us throughout your takeover. One of the examples I want to show you is this LSE program, so I'll just go ahead and click on it. There is a really strong introduction at the beginning that I want you to pay attention to because I want all of you guys to introduce yourselves at the very beginning of every Instagram takeover. So here's the example.
Hi Harris, I'm Kelsey Vogue and I'm here in London representing the Double Executive Master's Program in Health Policy, which is a new program offered jointly by the Harris School and the London School of Economics. I'm excited to show you around London and LSE.
That was a really good introduction that she just did there. She introduced herself, kind of set up the audience for what they could expect as they scroll through our Instagram story. You'll see that she does play a lot with adding other items, stickers, using fonts with color. All of these things are totally acceptable. Right here, she actually has used the location sticker that tells people where she is. So if they were to click on that within the app, it'll take her to other stories, photos, and videos as well. So as you see here, she does quite a bit of text overlay. We love that. She uses a lot of colors. Here's the degree for the day. So if it's a beautiful day, feel free to brag about it. We like braggers here. So yeah, so as you can see, she played around with it some more, adding some arrows and highlighting through in the time. So there is no shortage of what you can do as an Instagram story. Again, we encourage you guys to kind of run the gamut on the thing. Here's a really cool post. She actually has a strong Chicago connection from Hyde Park, London. So from one Hyde Park to another, which was a great post. Another Instagram story I would like to share with you guys just for added example is actually the Evening Master's Program at 1871. So during their admitted student day, we actually had my lovely coworker do a takeover there. And I want you to take a peek at the use of boomerangs, hashtags, and I think that's what I really want to call out for this one. So here it is.
Follow us on Instagram.
Another strong introduction, as you saw there. I don't know if you noticed. I'm going to go back really quickly. They also tagged the space as well. So free to always do that in all of your posts. There's also a hashtag here, so in at Harris, which is what we used. The hashtag that we will be using for this Instagram takeover will be provided in the email that will follow. Here are the polls that I had mentioned way in the beginning. Feel free to throw in a poll. It could be one of these sliding ones, or you can actually do a question-answer poll in which you provide the answers that people can select. More text overlay, love the use of color. A good introduction post regarding the speaker in this image, that's always important too. If you would like us to know who you are talking to or what we are seeing, definitely throw in those captions in that way. Another boomerang, and boomerangs are basically just images or videos that repeat themselves several times. It sounds weird, but it actually works and people love it. Here in this final Insta story, let me go back really quick. You'll see various use of fonts. I want to encourage this. There is no standard font for the Harris Instagram account. If you feel comfortable using this font, feel free. The bold font, feel free. I actually think I use almost all of them in this story, so there's definitely no rules to lead you against that. So those are Instagram stories. If you have any questions about anything particular, about what you can and cannot share on Instagram, let me know. Again, we kind of just want you to take us through your day. Show us around your building, show us your office, explain to us what it is that you do for day-to-day tasks. Introduce us to colleagues. Take us out to lunch. Is there a favorite place that you like to go to in your city? If so, let us know. Be sure to tag the place in your Instagram story. What do you do after lunch? The point of this Instagram takeover is to really show people that, A, there is a life after Harris, it does exist, but also that it's not always just about work. And while we are excited to know what it is that you guys are doing, and we want you to use this platform to brag about all the success that you're having currently in your career, we also know that, life exists outside of work. So what is it that you do for fun? How do you decompress? Do you go out for drinks for a happy hour? Do you make dinner? Do you walk your dog? Do you walk throughout town? Feel free to take those suggestions into account when you are hosting your Instagram takeover. Now I want to move on to posts. So posts function quite differently than Instagram stories. As I mentioned before, Instagram stories are 24 hours long, and then after that time, they disappear. Whereas posts live forever on our timeline, unless we delete it, which almost never happens. The way that we utilize Instagram posts is really to serve as Harris's virtual yearbook. We want to capture the current student experience. We want to capture the alumni experience. We want to hear from you and everything that it is that you guys are doing post your degree. We also want to know, we also share events that are happening at Harris. We share summer programs in addition to alumni networking events. And one of the most exciting ones is we share color updates, which be sure to follow along if you're not currently following Harris on Instagram, because that will start to ramp up those efforts quite soon here. So with your stories, I want you to just select 2 to 3 good photos or videos that you would like to share with your post. So following your stream of stories, you will be required to post at least one image. I'm going to suggest 3 images to follow your takeover. And basically, it's a way to kind of wrap up what your day was and what you shared with our audience. So here's an example from the LSC program takeover that I had showed you earlier. These are the photos that she chose to share in conjunction with the story. So this is what she felt really, these are the photos she felt really summarized her day during that takeover. Feel free to actually upload a selfie of yourself for the first image. We want to make sure people know who you guys are and what it is that you do, just as a nice reminder of something that could live on the timeline itself. And then feel free to share other photos, whether that's a photo of your office, whether that's what you ate for lunch that day, whether it's a photo of your city, whatever it may be, you feel best reflects your Instagram takeover, feel free to share it as a post here. Again, when you upload your posts, just be sure to use the hashtag, which I will provide to you in that email. So that's Harris's Instagram page in a nutshell. I didn't get into too much because I didn't want it to be overwhelming, but you do have the tools you need to conduct a proper Instagram takeover. If you have any questions or you find yourself confused on where to go during the time of your takeover, feel free to email me and I will email you back as soon as I can to make sure that you are having a flawless experience. So that's Harris's Instagram. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I will be sure to compile some of these tactics and pro tips in an email that will follow. Again, feel free to watch this on your own time. I will also send to you within the email, there will be the username and password. Just as a heads up, the password will actually come in the form of a link and a password to get to that link. And so the reason why that's important is because we really want to protect our username and password. Our login credentials are super, super important. And so if you do not get to that link within 24 hours, similar to an Instagram story, it will not let you access it. So if you find that you've missed the mark, feel free to email me or text me. I will also throw in my cell phone number, and I will then provide you with a new link to access the account. So again, I just want to thank you guys for conducting the Instagram takeover. We're looking forward to you sharing what you're doing throughout the day. And yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much.